Dear students, welcome back to R.K. Institute. So let us start. Today we will discuss history of American drama. Okay, from IGNOU BEGC 105 American literature. So Unit 1 American drama and introduction. And I will explain the topics in Hindi for better understanding. Okay? So let us start. Okay, Unit 1 American drama and introduction. First of all, we will see the objective, what we are going to study and understand in this unit. In this unit, we will examine the growth of American drama from its beginning in the 17th century till 1940s. The era when the modern American drama emerged, American drama achieved recognition with the realism of plays by Eugene O'Neill, Arthur Miller and Tennessee Williams. Okay, so in this minute we are going to discuss the evolution, emergence and the growth of American drama. Especially we will see the time frame from 1700 to 1940. Okay, and during this time the modern American drama emerged and developed. The special credits goes to the dramatist Eugene O'Neill, Arthur Miller and Tennessee Williams. तो ये समय था जब आधुनिक अमेरिकन ड्रामा का उद्भव और विकास हुआ। सन 1700 से लेकर 1940 तक के काल के बीच जो भी ड्रामा का विकास हुआ उसका हम अध्ययन यहाँ करने वाले हैं। लेट अस गो टू द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, इंट्रोडक्शन. अमेरिकन ड्रामा बिगेन इन द अमेरिकन कॉलोनीज इन द 17th century and has continued developing to the present. The American drama of the 18th and 19th century mostly had British influence on it. Okay, the most notable point we find here that American drama emerged during 17th century in American colonies, and in 18th century and 19th century it had mostly influence of British. Means the American drama has a British taste during 18th and 19th century. Later on, in fact until 1910, the New York City theatre season presented more British plays than American plays. So you can understand what was the influence level of British literature over American literature. That here it is mentioned that in New York theatres showed British drama instead of American drama. समझ में आ रहा है या नहीं आ रहा समझ में? 1910 का एक घटना यहाँ बताया जा रहा है कि न्यूयॉर्क सिटी में जितने भी थिएटर थे जहाँ ड्रामा हेल्ड हुआ करते थे, ड्रामा प्रेजेंट किए जाते थे, वहाँ अमेरिकन ड्रामा से ज़्यादा ब्रिटिश प्लेज, ब्रिटिश नाटक दिखाए जाते थे. ठीक है. द कॉमन लैंग्वेज एंड द रेडी अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ ब्रिटिश प्लेज एंड ब्रिटिश एक्टर्स वाज द रीजन फॉर देयर डोमिनेशन. है ना. it was more developed. The British drama and the British literature was more developed than that of American literature or American drama. American drama began to diverge from British drama around the 1830s, and it is only in 1830s when the American drama started diverging from the British drama. And we can say that the American drama took its own path only in 1830s. Before it was mostly influenced by the British literature and British plays. Despite this growing divergence, most American plays continue to copy British model till the early 20th century. For this reason, critics claim that American drama was born only at the end of World War I with Eugene O'Neill in the 1920s. By the end of the 19th century, American drama had moved towards realism. Realism dominated both comedies and tragedies. Even in the 20th century and as the century advanced, American drama took up broader issue of race, gender, sexuality, and death. So, here the critics says that American literature only developed or came into its real form after the end of World War I, and the credit goes to Eugene O'Neill in the 1920s. By the end of 19th century, American drama had moved towards realism. The theme of American drama moved to realism. The dramatist started writing plays with the content of realism, and later on it advanced and the drama took up broader issue of race, gender, sexuality, and death. Obviously, all these were the major concern because of World War. American drama around Arthur Miller. Beginning of American drama from 1600 to 1700. Little theatrical activity took place before the mid 18th century because the early settlers of American colonies faced harsh living conditions after migrating to this alien land. Their belief in hard work, frugality, and pity also disallowed them from indulging in theatrical activity so much so that the play A Bear and a Cub, produced in 1665 and probably the first theatrical colonies in America, enacted laws forbidding the performance of plays because of the Puritan belief that the seventh of the 10 commandments in the Bible did not allow dancing and enacting plays. Okay, let us see. Literature is the mirror of society. Literature is the mirror of society. This is why the literature represents what goes on in the society. Okay, as we have already discussed that American drama started in 17th century in American colonies. Colonies means, you know, there are exploitations of common people. There were laborers migrated from other parts of land, and they were not in such condition that they will be interested in all these things. So the growth of literature was very slow, and the pace of growth development of drama was also very slow. And there were also some religious beliefs, like we find it here. The Puritan believed that the seventh of the 10 commandments in the Bible did not allow dancing and enacting plays. The religious belief that there are 10 major commandments in the Bible, and out of these 7 commandments, the seventh commandment prohibits Christians from dancing and enacting in plays. So people did not want to take part in all these things. So there was effect of economic perception, social condition, and also religious belief. However, opposition to theatre did not last long. Aware of the new cultural beginning, the colonies wanted to brush up their intellectual and oratorical skill by theatrical activities. The 17th century colleges in several colonies allowed theatrical activity after much hesitation, which they thought could benefit students to utilize their speech skill in their career, such as business and law. To meet this requirement, the first play Androboros in 1774, written by Robert Hunter, an English governor, came as an attack on his political enemies despite New York's anti-theater law. But with the passage of time, different thought came to the people, and in some part of the American colonies, people believed that development of plays or introduction of drama can help college students in their career perspective. So the first play Androboros, that was written by Robert Hunter, was staged in 1774. This play established the tradition of political satire, charting out the course that American drama was to follow for the next 2 centuries. So this was the drama Androboros was a political satire. The English governor Robert Hunter created this drama as an attack to his political enemies. ठीक है, समझ में आ रहा है? 1774 में एंड्रोबोरस नाम का जो ड्रामा लिखा गया और उसको मंचन किया गया है ना, ये क्या था? यह एक पॉलिटिकल सटायर था जो इंग्लिश गवर्नर रॉबर्ट हंटर ने अपने राजनीतिक प्रतिद्वंदियों के ऊपर निशाना लगाकर किया था। और इसी के बाद से क्या हुआ, इसी तरह का थीम जो है अगले 200 वर्षों तक अमेरिकन लिटरेचर में, अमेरिकन ड्रामा में चलता रहा। सेवेरल पॉपुलर प्लेज ऑफ दिस पीरियड वेर द पैक्सटन बॉयज़ 1732, द ट्रायल ऑफ एटिकस 1771, whose authorship is not known, and Robert Munford's The Candidate of the Humors of a Virginia Election 1770. And thereafter people started writing plays, and many plays came into existence like the Paxton Boys, the Trial of Atticus, and the Candidate of the Humor of a Virginia Election. All these kind of dramas came into existence. Before more plays appeared, a group of British professional actors formed a touring circuit in the 1750s, and this group in the early 1760s was known as the American Company. उसके बाद क्या होता है, 1750s में एक ब्रिटेन के कुछ प्रोफेशनल एक्टर्स एक ग्रुप बनाते हैं, ठीक है, जिसे द अमेरिकन कंपनी का नाम दिया जाता है। इन 1767 दे स्टेज्ड ए प्ले द प्रिंस ऑफ पार्थिया, ए ट्रेजेडी बाय थॉमस गॉडफ्रे, द फर्स्ट प्रोफेशनल प्रोडक्शन ऑफ ए प्ले रिटेन इन अमेरिका। ठीक है, तो ये द अमेरिकन कंपनी जो कि ब्रिटिश प्रोफेशनल एक्टर्स ने बनाया था, उन्होंने 1767 में द प्रिंस ऑफ पार्थिया नाम का एक प्ले को स्टेज पे प्रदर्शित करते हैं, और ये पहला प्रोफेशनल ड्रामा था जो अमेरिका में लिखा गया था। क्या था ये? पहला प्रोफेशनल ड्रामा। ड्यूरिंग द अमेरिकन रिवॉल्यूशन मैनी प्रोफेशनल एक्टर्स मूव टू जमाइका। अब देखो, ड्यूरिंग अमेरिकन रिवॉल्यूशन, अमेरिका में जब स्वतंत्रता संग्राम चल रहा था उस समय क्या हुआ था, अमेरिका के बहुत सारे प्रोफेशनल एक्टर्स जो थे वो जमाइका चले गए थे क्योंकि पॉलिटिकल टर्मोइल था। ड्यूरिंग द पीरियड ऑफ अमेरिकन रिवॉल्यूशन 1775 to 1783, satirical plays were written either supporting British control of the colonies or attacking it. So it was the time of political turmoil. उस ज़माने में 1775 to 1783 जब अमेरिका में क्या चल रहा था, क्रांति चल रहा था, उस समय उस वक्त बहुत सारे प्लेस लिखे गए, नाटक लिखे गए। कुछ नाटक ब्रिटिश के सपोर्ट में लिखे गए कि उनका कब्जा होना चाहिए अमेरिका के ऊपर या अमेरिकन कॉलोनीज़ पर, तो कुछ क्या हुआ, कुछ कॉलोनियल पावर के विरोध में लिखे गए। द बैटल ऑफ ब्रुकलिन विच वाज प्रो ब्रिटिश एंड रिटन एनोनिमसली सेटराइज्ड लीडर लाइक जॉर्ज वाशिंगटन। ठीक है, अब क्या हुआ, एक नाटक उस वक्त आया था बैटल ऑफ ब्रुकलिन, जो क्या था, जो ब्रिटिश समर्थक था। क्या था? ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट को समर्थन में था ये नाटक, और इट सटाइज द लीडर लाइक जॉर्ज वाशिंगटन, जो अमेरिका के स्वतंत्रता संग्रामी थे, वहाँ के लीडर थे, पहले राष्ट्रपति बने अमेरिका के जॉर्ज वाशिंगटन, उनके ऊपर एक तरह का सटायर था। व्यंग, सटायर मतलब व्यंग, एक व्यंग था। मर्सी ओटिस वॉरेन, द स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट अमेरिकन ड्रामेटिक voice of the revolution, presented the revolutionary cause in her plays The Adulator in 1772, The Defeat in 1773, The Group in 1776, and The Blackheads in 1776. A play by Robert Munford, The Patriots, published in 1779, attained true dramatic character by taking a neutral stance and attacking both sides for their intolerance. And there are many dramatists also who criticized both sides because they thought that both sides were intolerance, ठीक ना। उन्होंने ब्रिटिश साइड्स के भी सटायर के ऊपर भी को भी क्रिटिसाइज़ किया, अमेरिकन लीडर्स को भी क्रिटिसाइज़ किया। द प्रोफेशनल एक्टर्स हु had moved to Jamaica during the American Revolution were touring America again in the mid-1780s. America became a nation in 1783 through a victory against the British colonial power. Robert Taylor was the first playwright of the nation to write the finest American play of the 18th century, The Contrast. This 5-act comedy that satirizes the custom of the upper class is written in the format of British comedy, owing much to Sheridan's The School of Scandal. ठीक है, तो उसके बाद क्या होता है, अमेरिकन रिवॉल्यूशन कंटिन्यूड एंड दे सक्सीडेड टू बिकम अ फ्री नेशन इन 1783, है ना। 1783 में अमेरिका क्या होता है, ब्रिटिश कॉलोनियल पावर से मुक्ति पा जाता है, वह एक स्वतंत्र राष्ट्र बन जाता है। और अमेरिका के स्वतंत्रता के बाद पहले जो प्ले राइट होते हैं वो है रॉबर्ट टेलर, जिन्होंने अमेरिका के एक सबसे फाइनेस्ट प्ले की रचना करते हैं 18वीं शताब्दी के, जिसका नाम था द कॉन्ट्रास्ट। और इस 5-act कॉमेडी में वो अमेरिका के जो अपर क्लास के लोग हैं, है ना, उनके ऊपर सटायर करते हैं। और ये द कॉन्ट्रास्ट पूरी तरह से ब्रिटिश वे में, ब्रिटिश कॉमेडी के स्टाइल में ही लिखा गया है।